morning, everyone, and welcome to our education series. Thank you so much for joining me on Facebook and on YouTube. Just as you come in, say hello. Let me know who you are. Put it in the comments where you're from. I'm Nikisa. Checking in from Atlanta, Georgia. So today I am going, as the title implies, we're going to be doing a Factual Fridays every Friday. Next Friday we will miss, but we'll do we will air one of our replays, but every Friday we're going to go live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to do a mini education. That's what I'm calling the mini education series around HIV. So this week we're going to talk about HIV transmission, but first let me tell you who I am. My name is Nikisa Jackson. I am a registered nurse and an HIV advocate. I am the founder of this amazing nonprofit called Anaya Space Incorporated. Let me tell you a little bit about what we do. We have support groups for women living with HIV where we are implementing monthly educations just for those women in a private support group. Is confidential. So if you need access to that, I'll drop a link a little bit later for you to join our email list and get connected to what we do. We also give free self-care boxes once a year to women living with HIV. We also have retreats. We do community events. We're going to be doing some exciting virtual things this summer coming up. And that's a little bit about what we do. And we're transitioning actually into getting a physical location. We're going to be doing a drop-in center where women can come and get the services they need. And also people can come and get tested. We'll be launching our lab very soon. And then soon, eventually, our bigger goal is to offer mental health services and to expand beyond Georgia. So I'm really excited. It's a really exciting time. We have been in business for about 3 years now. We officially launched maybe 2 years ago because, I didn't know exactly what direction this would go in, but it has been an amazing journey. We are 501c3 certified. So we are a official nonprofit, and that's a little bit about me. That's a little bit about the organization. Also, outside of Anaya Space, I do a few other things. I do minister. I am an author. I'm a speaker. So I love to speak about HIV. I love to speak, especially like for colleges or for clinics and things like that. I love talking about compassion fatigue. I love talking about mental health. I love talking about HIV stigma, and I love educating people. So if you're interested in getting us to come out and speak or to do a workshop, we are available for that. We do have a certification to teach about HIV. So I just want you to know that we're certified over here outside, of course, of my amazing education in nursing, because I am a registered nurse here in the state of Georgia. So let's get into the mini lesson, right? Let's get into the mini lesson. So today our mini lesson is about HIV transmission, right? So we're going to talk about HIV transmission. And I came up with this acronym. It's called FRC. That's our acronym, FRC. So whenever you think about HIV transmission, I want you to remember these three letters, F, R, and C. It's about fluid, it's about route, and it's about circumstance. That's what the C stand for. Y'all, let me not lie. I think it's not circumstance, y'all. It's not circumstance. Fluid, route, and chance. Sorry. Fluid, route, and chance. FRC is something that I created. So if you hear somebody saying it, they took it from me, okay? But I'm all about educating people. So fluid, route, and chance. Now, what does that mean? It's about the fluid that it can be transmitted, right? It can be transmitted through the fluid, the route that the fluid comes through, and then the chance of it actually happen. That's what HIV transmission is about. So some known common fluids that HIV can be transmitted through is vaginal fluids, rectal fluids, semen, breast milk, blood, and I believe those are the main ones: breast milk, vaginal fluids, blood, and rectal fluid, semen, and blood, right? So I said them all, right? So those are the fluids. Now, transmission. The number one transmission way is through sex. It is through sex, through unprotected sex. That's why it's okay. That's the fluid. That's the route. Unprotected sex. It is now breastfeeding. That is one that they are working through, but I would say it's still found in breast milk. And in the United States, it's still written that it can be transmitted through breast milk from your baby. I'm just going to say what the research is saying now. That is changing. I have seen women who are undetectable be able to still breastfeed their babies, and the babies are fine. But I am still doing research in this area, and I'll probably get an expert. I'm not an expert in that area, but as of right now, breast milk is still one of the ways through blood, right? So the route is can be contaminated blood products, but we are really good about screening blood products, so we don't have that. Is not as a big of issue now, but you still have people, because we're talking about route, you got to think about sharing needles too, right? Or tattoo parties. Sometimes when we think about sharing needles, we're always thinking about IV drug users, but think about, if you know, some people have in-home tattoo parties, you got to make sure that they have a new clean needle, that you're not sharing needles with anybody, because that is a route of transmission. So the fluid would be blood, the route would be the needle, right? And now I want to talk about the chance part of this. So okay, of course I said sex, I said breastfeeding. That's the route. Then sharing needles, that's a potential route. Unprotected sex is a route. And then contaminated blood products, which I told you they are now testing the blood. And I like to keep y'all updated, so I'll probably do an update on this in a few months. I just want to give myself abreast myself with some more research about some of the new things that are coming out, because a lot of changes have been made. A lot of changes are in the making about this too, because we have this amazing thing called U equals U that I'm going to touch in just a moment. Let me hit on the chance, because that's where it comes in at. Now, also, I did not say this. Transmission from mother to child. That is why. But this is where chance come in. The chance of that happening is super, super low. Like really, 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 really low. And in a lot of places, although a lot of women who are living with HIV who had HIV negative babies. And that is as a result of the advancements in treatment options and things like that, and being undetectable. That has really helped with that information. So let me tell you what U equals U is. U equals U is undetectable equals untransmittable, right? So that means if you are at an undetectable viral load, you cannot transmit HIV through sex. And also being undetectable has also helped with the advancements in decreasing mother to child transmission. So I know a whole lot of women who are living with HIV who have babies, and their babies are HIV negative. So although, this is what I like about the FRC, although they said that HIV, the route could be for mother to child transmission, right? Because the baby comes in contact with the blood, comes down the barrier, like have a baby, right? You know how the babies will come on out of women. You know how babies come out of women, right? So babies come out, so they have a fluid, they have a route, and then now we have a chance. The chance is super, super low because of the advancements in treatment. So the chances of you having a baby that's HIV negative, last time I checked, it was about a 2% chance. But with all the advancements in treatments, that is not something that is very common right now. That is not something that I hear a lot about. Now, I have heard of this happening before, but it has been happening because of two things, right? People not getting the HIV test, not getting tested. So I want to encourage you, if you are pregnant, to get an HIV test at delivery too, at prenatally and at delivery, because there's still things that they can put in place if you were to come back with a positive result. So that's what I want to encourage you to do, because that's why testing is so very important. We have to get HIV tests. So it's important to know your status. And I want to encourage you, if you are pregnant, to make sure you get those tests at those 2 times. That is the recommendation. But like I said, I'm going to update this because I need to do a little bit more research, because things are always changing when it comes to HIV, because we're always doing research. We're always working towards eradicating HIV. We're always working towards ending the epidemic. So we learn more and more each and every day, each and every year. There are people always actively working to just research more about HIV. So I'll definitely make sure we do an update video about transmission. So that is what we have. So that's our mini lesson. So let's remember FRC is the fluid, the route, and the chance, right? So I also want to share like ways there. Okay. Sweat, saliva, tears. Those are not routes of those are not body fluids that transmit HIV. So if a person with HIV sweats on you, they're not going to transmit HIV to you, right? So I just want to put that there. Tears, or my tears fall on you, not going to transmit HIV to you. That is not a fluid that transmit HIV. That's not a route or chance. So fluid, route, and chance. If you remember that, that will really help you along your way as you learn more about HIV. I think educating people about HIV is very important because it kills stigma, and stigma is just false beliefs about people living with HIV. That's HIV related stigma. And stigma is also when you stereotype people living with HIV. So you say all people living with HIV are gay, or all people living with HIV are this, or all people living with HIV are that. That's not true, because it has no face. If I look in a room full of people, I would never be able to tell you that someone is living with HIV or not unless they told me themselves that was true about them. So let's not assume. Let's all participate in getting educated. So if you're watching this video now or on the replay, go ahead and hit that share button. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tell people what we're doing over here. We'll come to you every Friday with a video, with a mini lesson to teach you something about HIV. We'll be doing more webinars on Zoom where you can interact and ask questions. That'll be coming very soon because we're just on a mission to educate our community. We want to talk. We want to start speaking to the prevention side and do our part. And also, we want to make ourselves visible for women living with HIV because I was diagnosed with HIV when I was 19, and I do understand how hard it is and how much support I could have used during that time. And there's so many resources out here, and I want to be one of those resources for women living with HIV. So what I want to do now is I want to invite you to join our email list, actually, and I'm going to put the link down here. If you want to support the work that we do here at Anaya Space Incorporated, we want you to go ahead and sign up for our email list. I'm gonna drop the short link and the long link, actually. So if you want to share with somebody, you can put the short link out, but that's the longer link. You want to go ahead and do that. And then I want to invite you to inbox us. If you are a woman living with HIV, I want you to inbox us, and there's going to be some messaging there. And when you see those messaging, just click, it's automatic messaging, right? And you'll get a link to that email list. Click in, get into the email list. You'll get access to our private support group and everything that you need. You do have to answer a question. We do keep it as confidential as possible. And if you need support, just definitely reach out. Or if you know someone that needs support, definitely send them our way. We would love to support them on their journey and get them connected to what they need. Okay, so definitely that's my lesson for tonight. I know this was very short, but I wanted to make sure that I keep these straight and to the point so you can just have your little nugget of education. I'm thinking of a cool name to name these. I haven't came up with that yet. So definitely, if you have a cool name that you think these will be named, a cool name to name these mini lessons that I'm going to be doing, definitely do that. I also want to invite you to give a donation. If you would like to donate and support the work that we do, definitely go to anayaspace.org/donate. You can donate via PayPal, Cash App. It all goes to Anaya Space, and it helps do the work that we do. And currently, what we are working on is two big things. We're working on getting an anthology together, and we could use your support to be able to sponsor a woman to be a part of our anthology. And the next thing that we're working on is getting an actual building so we can open a medical center. So that's what your funds will be going to. I'm really excited about what Anaya Space will be doing this year. And I cannot wait to share with you, to just take y'all on this journey and also teach you about HIV. So thank y'all for joining. I'm going to do a quick recap about what we talked about. But if you missed it, you definitely want to go back and watch this replay because I'll be ending shortly. So today we talked about HIV transmission, and we want to remember FRC, fluid, route, and chance. So think about the fluid, the routes, and the chance of transmission. So we talked about those fluids like blood and breast milk. We talked about routes, which is like sexual, unprotected sexual intercourse is the number one route. Sharing needles, things like that. So definitely you want to go back and get that full little mini lesson and share this out with someone who you feel that it will be helpful to, because we all, no matter what your HIV status is, we all need to participate and we all need to learn about HIV, because before I was diagnosed, I didn't know much of anything. And if I would have known more, I would have maybe implemented more prevention strategies and did more due diligence than I actually did. So I just don't want anybody to feel like they don't have a space to be educated safely and confidentially. So definitely do that. Thank y'all for joining. We will not be here next Friday, but we will be back April 1st. I think that's the next one, April 1st. And I might do a pop-up live in the middle of the week next week, but next week I will be working, so I will not be here live, but we will be back April 1st. We might do it a little early, but I will let you all know. Thank you for joining, and y'all have an amazing weekend. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and let us know what you think in the comments. Thank you.